All right, so remember a few vlogs ago when I mentioned I got a ticket for having that red third eye on my bike? Well, yeah, the deadline for the ticket finally came up. Just to refresh on the story, a few months ago I got pulled over by a bike cop, and he was saying that he pulled me over because there was a small red light in the front of my bike, and apparently with that, people are able to impersonate police officers. So he gave me a ticket, and he broke down how to handle a ticket in a very simple way. He said, all right, look, there's 2 steps. First, you have to remove the light and then get it signed off by a police officer that the light is fixed. And then you have to go and file it with the city and then pay them like $5 or something like that. Again, I kind of just think it's one of those tickets where it's just meant to generate more money for the city. So anyway, you saw in my vlog that I've removed the light. And so I just had to knock out the 2 steps. Step 1, find a police officer and get it signed off. Step 2, take it over to the city and get it filed. Now, here are 2 important details that he told me. When I asked him, he said, all right, well, in terms of getting an officer to sign off on the bike, it can be any officer. You can see an officer just driving in a car down the street and he'll be able to sign off on the ticket and you're good. And the second note was that I should be able to take it to any city hall and get it signed off. I figured, you know what, I don't want to approach a random police officer on the street because that might come off kind of weird and I'd rather not become a hashtag. And plus, to be honest, I don't want to approach an officer to get this fixed and then something else gets pointed out on the bike. It's like, oh, you know what, this is a ticket, so I'm going to write you 2 or 3 additional tickets. It's like, really? Stop. So I figured, what the heck, I'll go to the police station, someone who's not patrolling and stuff like that, and just kind of happy to get out of the station for a few seconds. So first thing I do is I GPS the closest police station and I drive to it. And I realize it's gone. Like, it's not there anymore. So then I GPS another police station and I get there and they're closed. I'm confused. How is a police station closed? Yeah, I didn't know that was a thing either. Luckily though, this one had a sign posted out front saying like, hey, the nearest one is the police headquarters, go over here. So I go across the city and I go to my 3rd police station. That one is there, that one's open. And I go in and it's a long line, it's not really moving that fast. I'm kind of just like, all right, crap, I still gotta file this, so hopefully I can speed it along. There's a few officers like walking past every so often. I just need them to sign off and just look at my bike. And so finally, like, one officer is passing it and I stop him, I'm like, hey, would it be okay for you to come take a look at my bike and sign off on this fix-it ticket? And he's like, oh, actually, we don't do that here. All right, but the officer who wrote this, he said anyone could do this. I just finished up at the police station. It turns out they actually can't sign it off in my area. So I have to go to the courthouse, which luckily is across the street. Yeah, we don't really do that here, but what you can do is you can take it actually over to the courthouse that's over there, and then they should be able to sign you off. Cool, thank you. You honestly just saved me a lot of time because I've been in this line for like 10 minutes. All right, so I hop on my bike, I go over to the city hall, I find a parking for inspection, and then I go inside. Just a reminder, this is the 4th building I've been in. So I see 2 officers in the side of the courthouse, and I approach them, I'm like, hey, I got this ticket, like, what do I do? And like, before I'm even done talking, they're like, oh, you want to go over to that desk over there, and she's got you, whatever, and then they just walk away. So I go over to the desk, I give the woman who's working there my ticket, and I explain, like, yeah, I need to get this signed off, and like, can I get it like approved, all this other stuff. But then she lets me know, hey, yeah, so about this ticket, so we can sign it for you, like upstairs, there's a spot where we can sign this, but we're gonna have to charge you $20 to sign it. Yeah, it costs money to actually sign off on this ticket. And then on top of that, we can't approve it at this courthouse. You see, he wrote Beverly Hills on here, so you actually have to go to Beverly Hills. And now here's the thing though, it was a weekday, and Beverly Hills without traffic takes a bit over an hour to get there. So of course, when she mentions the money, I'm like I said, it's a cash grab for the city, whatever. But then when she mentioned I had to get to Beverly Hills, and I'm like, okay, crap, that's gonna take a lot longer, and I need to get there before the courthouse closes because, again, it's due today, and I don't want a warrant out for me or anything like that. So then she actually lets me know that I can actually get it signed for free if I go and I find the California Highway Patrol people. And I'm like, oh, okay, so if I go and I just find any officer, they can stamp it off? Because like that's what the guy originally said, but I guess it's not all police officers, it's just CHP. No, not any CHP. You actually have to go into an office because they have a stamp, and there's only 2 CHPs in the area. Both of them are like 2 cities over. So yeah, good luck with that. So I figure, all right, you know what, time's already short. I gotta get up to Beverly Hills. She prints out a thing with 2 different offices. One of them is kind of on my way to Beverly Hills. So I hop on my bike and then I ride like the 20 or 30 minutes out to that office. So I find the office, I quickly give my bike an inspection because I'm like, all right, I don't want any more ticket. This is my 5th building. I've been on my bike already for like 2 hours, if not more. Just, yeah, I wanna be done. So I go into CHP, and it's funny because I go and I hand the guy my ticket. He's like, oh, what's this ticket for? I'm like, oh, I have a fix-it ticket for this line for my bike. I took it out and I showed him like the little bulb. He didn't even ask. I just had it in my hand. And he just goes, oh, okay, stamp. And look, I'm staring at the ticket. I'm like, all right, so I didn't got to remove the bulb. Like, y'all ain't even gonna check my bike. You just cash grab. And then the funny thing is, right after I talked to this officer, I looked down at my phone and it's at like 12%. Okay, by the way, did I mention that my phone dies really quickly? Because right after I finished talking to this officer, I looked down at my phone and it's at 3%, and my phone turns off at 2%. And I'm on my motorcycle with no way to charge my phone, nor do I have an additional battery pack or battery. All right, so 2 cities later, and I finally got the ticket signed off. Now, however, I'll be pushing it if I try to get to Beverly Hills. So I'm gonna try the local courthouse here and hope that they take it. Because the CHP officer said that any courthouse in LA County should take it. So I'm just getting a lot of weird information today. But if I can clear up now, that'd be good. And so I get to the courthouse, wander around for a bit before I finally find the traffic division. Finally, I find the correct line. I asked like an officer that was over there, I was like, hey, is this where I turn this in? He's like, you're in the right place. Give them my money, get rid of this ticket, and I'm good. And I get to the window. This is my 6th building. This is the end of my journey. And my ticket is not in the system. All right, so luckily I was able to get over to the Torrance courthouse rather than going all the way to Beverly Hills. But apparently my ticket wasn't in the system, which means I'm not done with this yet. So I have to call them, let them know that it wasn't in the system even though I went to Torrance, and see what to do from there. This is a long day. And that's currently where my story is. She gave me a piece of paper that basically shows a proof of appearance, which means like, hey, I came to actually settle this. It was just, there's an error here. And now I have to call the courthouse in Beverly Hills or to be like, hey, it wasn't here, just to double check, because she wasn't able to, like, she couldn't force the ticket into their system because I didn't get that ticket in their city. Yeah, now it's kind of in the air, but at least on the bright side, I had this piece of paper that says like, hey, he showed up, don't arrest him, and don't give him additional fines, please. But yeah, when I got that ticket and he was making it out to be such a small thing, I didn't expect it to take me to like 3 different cities and a lot of time. However, I also believe that there's always a silver lining, and the silver lining to that is that I was gonna put my motorcycle on non-op, but due to me having to actually thinking I had to bring my bike for inspection, now I have insurance on my bike, which means I get to ride my motorcycle some more. So here's some motorcycle footage. Hey, Tippy.